And we are straight back out for our third final of the afternoon. It is the veteran team men's epee, England versus Canada. And it's getting underway in a moment. Canada will be led out by Michael Buckley, then Mark Samuels and David Arthurs, with Michael McDonnell on bench. England will be led out by Greg Allen, then Alexander Ellison and Chris Hauser, with David Hillier on the bench. Michael Buckley on first for Canada, Greg Allen on for Buckley came 9th in the individual event. The lead out for the finisher for and lost to Chris Hauser. We'll see that match later on. The England team took silver and both bronzes in the individual, but it was Mark Samuel who won, who was the overall winner. So then England on our left, Canada on our right. We are underway. A double scored early. And this time, as Buckley looks to step in, Allen there, able to score. In close. And Allen attacks over the top, maybe a slightly out of distance, but Buckley able to counterattack. 3-2, the score moves on.
Ladies and gentlemen, about to arrive on the yellow and green piece are the last 8 of the Cadet men's foil competition for today.
Buckley then through and scores, levels it at 3 for Canada. Four apiece. We get towards the end of this first period. 45 seconds remaining. You feel that there is probably enough time to get to the target score. And as Buckley looks to come through, Allen attacks over the top, give England a slender 5-4 lead. Michael Buckley then will hand over to his teammate and the individual veteran men's Epee champion, Mark Samuel. Meanwhile, Allen will hand over to bronze medalist Alex Ellison. This is a rerun of the semi-final that happened 3 days ago. Mark Samuel triumphing in that match 10-8. Meanwhile, on the coloured pieces, we have on the blue and the red pieces is the semi-finals of the Cadet Women's Epee. Which you can follow on the coloured piece. So Lin Wai-yuk of Canada is taking on Nazia Shaikh of India. That is on blue. Meanwhile, on red, Hannah Labor of England takes on Natalia Safa Shahril of Malaysia. On green, it's the quarterfinals of the Cadet men's foil, with Jamie Cook of Scotland taking on Julian Lim of Australia. While on green, David Sosnoff of England takes on Caroline Vinod Kamalanathan of Malaysia. We are here on the finals piece for England versus Canada in the final of the veteran men's team Epee Championships. Samuel pressing, pins Ellison to the back and scores to level it at 5 for Canada. It's a yellow card, however, for Mark Samuel. I missed what that was for. I have to look again. Oh, P card. P card, of course, for it's a P yellow for non-combativity. So 2 minutes on the clock, 2 minutes without a touch. Is a P yellow for Canada. But this time, as Ellison looks to come in, Samuel anticipates it, ready for it, scores over the top. And as Ellison looks to attack, Samuel is there with the counter-attack. 6-5 Canada into the lead. And as Ellison looks to score over the top, Samuel's point is there. 3 touches to 0 in this leg. Canada out into the lead. The individual champion doing great work for the Canadian team. They back away, only a couple of seconds remaining. 7-5 then. Canada level and now out into the lead. Samuel will hand over to David Arthurs. Ellison will hand over to Chris Hauser. And we will need to, worth remembering then that for the rest of this match, Canada have already received a P yellow. From here on, any further P cards will mean touches given up to England. Yeah, then third period underway. Potentially up to 15 in this match. Hauser of England on the left. Arthurs of Canada on the right. And Hauser's just pressing. And he wraps the blade of Arthurs, accelerates over the top and scores, drawing England within 1. Hauser just inching forward, but really strong on the blade. Means that every time Arthurs has looked to attack through it, Hauser has just been equal to it and able to parry the attacks. Just putting Arthurs under huge pressure on the back line. And he's off the back is David Arthurs. The attack down to foot forces Arthurs to step back, and he does, and he steps off the back of the line and England are now level. Hauser presses, collects the blade, steps in and scores, takes England into the lead. And Arthurs attacks early, does not want to give Hauser the chance to set up this press. Hauser just collects the blade, collects it again and scores. 9-8 the lead for England, and he's just continuing to work on this building pressure. Hauser collects the blade and scores with his riposte. 10-8, could go up to 15. They're scoring at a good rate in this leg. And then this time, Hauser diving in rather than collecting the blade, scores with the double. And again, Hauser collects the blade and scores. 3 hits the lead now for England. And again, Arthurs attacks early, draws Canada within 2. Hauser accelerates through, it's a double. Within 2 of the target score now. 30 seconds remaining, plenty of time left. There's the attack from Hauser. He anticipates that Arthurs will not want to attack him, so he takes the initiative himself to score. "15 seconds remaining, and you think Hauser will look to try and get this last touch, consolidate what has been a really good leg for England. Arthurs, though, dropping back, forces Hauser to rush, gives him the opportunity. Hauser, though, through. And it is a 10-6 leg for England. As Chris Hauser scores and takes England into the lead. On now for our second legs. Michael Buckley of Canada back on. Alex Ellison of England also back on. Ellison unable to score in his first against Mark Samuels. Here we go then, underway in the fourth. Lead changing hands across across all three of the early legs. We find ourselves with England holding a slender 15-13 lead. And it is Buckley out on the attack first to score, bringing Canada within one. And you can see Buckley just looking to close the distance. And as he does, he closes it, sees there's no response from Ellison, accelerates to score with the flesh. Level now. Buckley doing a great job for Canada, just putting the pressure onto Ellison, scoring with a variety of attacks. Ellison trying to press back now. But as he steps in, his arm is back. And Buckley can go through to score. Canada within one of a lead going into the fifth. Ellison has just tried to draw out the attacks from Buckley, and the consequence is he's given control over to the Canadian fencer. Not really looks to interrupt, looks to try and go. This time though, goes over the top, allows Buckley to finish and attacks over the top of him. Buckley, though, looking for this final touch that he needs to go through to the score of 20. £20 then. The lead back with Canada. 7-3. That leg for the Canadians, and Michael Buckley will hand over to David Arthurs, and Alex Ellison will hand back to the individual silver medalist, Greg Allen. Greg Allen then on our left, individual silver medalist, on against David Arthurs. And Arthurs, after a difficult first outing against Hauser, will be looking to do more, but Allen scores over the top. Be interesting to see whether Allen adopts the same basic tactic as Hauser did, pressing. Yes, and pressing is Greg Allen. He's pressing David Arthurs as Chris Hauser did, but whereas Hauser looked to deal with the responses from Arthurs by taking strong parries, Allen is looking to interrupt him before he can get going, hitting him with the flesh. And again, over the top. Fast scoring from Greg Allen. 22-21. He has put England back in the lead as this match changes hands again. Every single match, the lead has changed hands so far. And this time, Allen just caught in too close. Arthur's able to score. And again with the flesh from Greg Allen. Leads by 1. (24-23), then a lot of time left, and Allen just looking to take his time to set up. Maybe looking to draw Arthurs forwards, give himself the opportunity to score over the top with a flesh attack. And exactly as we said it, the lead changes hands again. 25-23, England lead, and Mark Samuels will now be back on against Chris Hauser. Samuels then, the individual gold medalist from day 7, up against Hauser, individual bronze medalist. And under the wrist from Samuels, he Samuels just probing around at the wrist of Hauser. Hauser not being as aggressive with the press. This time collects the blade in and doubles. And this time Hauser attacks through Samuels. 2 points the lead for England. Level at 27 then. And Hauser just not able to find the light. Samuels draws the attack from Hauser, strong in defense, and Canada back in front. The lead changing hands again. This time though, Hauser able to go through, accelerates aggressively, doesn't give Samuels the opportunity. 28 apiece. England back level. And Hauser holding a tighter distance this time. Gives himself the opportunity to attack over the top of a short feint from Mark Samuels. And then over the top again. Really close distance. Five touches each in that leg, but it'll probably be Hauser who comes out of it more happy of the two. The gap is still 2, and it is David Arthurs back on against Alexander Ellison.
Attention please. Cadet men's foil semi-finalists, please attend the call room. Cadet men's foil semi-finalists, please attend the call room.
Ellison then on for England. Arthur's on for Canada. England have looked to press against Arthur's, drawing mistakes that they can then capitalize on to score. And you can see Ellison looking to take a similar approach. Draws the attack, parries and scores. Ellison looking to extend this lead for England, but he doesn't want to get caught out, so he's just taking his time, looking for exactly the right moment. He's looking to draw Arthur's into making a mistake. And remember, Canada are on Epee yellow, so if we do have a minute without a touch, then it will be a P red, and that is the P red now. P red then for Canada, and it's a point on the board for England. Patient fencing from Alex Ellison. Arthur's through and scores. As Ellison looks to pick up the parry, Arthur's scores through him. Lead within 3 again. Ellison attacks over the top, moves the score on with a double. And this time, as Arthur's comes forward, Ellison ready to interrupt and score. The lead is back out to 4. Into the final couple of seconds, and you think Alex Ellison will be happy with the work that he's done here. Four points now the lead for England going into the 8th, and it'll be Chris Hauser back on, taking on Michael Buckley. Then the penultimate leg of this veteran men's Epee team final. Hauser of England on our left, Buckley of Canada on our right. Buckley will be just looking to close up this gap, see if he can give Mark Samuels even a lead going into the last leg, and he goes through to score. Back within 3. And as Hauser steps in, Buckley interrupts him over the top within 2 now for Canada. And it scores again within 1. Hauser yet to trouble the scoreboards. Hauser skips in close. Gets his first. Buckley just happy at the moment, waiting on the edge of distance. Backing his reach to drive in, but this time overcommits with the second action. And Hauser is able to score. In with the direct attack. In with the direct attack from Hauser, and the lead back out to 4. Those 3 touches that Michael Buckley scored now erased by Chris Hauser. Unable to land the riposte, Hauser, and Buckley through with the remise. Plenty of time remaining in this 8th matchup. Hauser looks to counter-attack. Buckley absorbs it, traps him, and attacks over the top to score. Hauser over the top as Buckley strands himself, looking for a little hit to the wrist. And then Buckley on the second attack. He's been so strong on the big attack, followed by the big remise. Hauser drives in. 10 seconds remain, 3 touches the lead. Is Buckley going to look to push for anything in these last 5 seconds? He looks to go in, no touch. 6-5 then. In that leg. And Michael Buckley has just maybe brought Canada back close enough that Mark Samuel will think he can go and get this win for the Canadians. 39-36 the lead for England, and it will be individual silver medalist Greg Allen taking on individual gold medalist Mark Samuel.
Please welcome to the yellow and green pieces, semi-finalists for the Cadet men's foil competition. On the yellow piece, it's an all-Scotland final, where Jamie Cook, who is European Cadet Championships bronze medalist and junior Commonwealth champion from just this week, will fence Thomas Walton, who is Scottish Cadet champion from 2022.
So then, 3 minutes. 39-36 England lead. And in the final, we saw that Allen really struggled with Mark Samuel's counterattacks, and eventually was able to set on a tactic of parrying the counterattack before score it. And this time, though, draws Mark Samuel forwards, scores with the flesh. In with the second, 2 touches for England. Samuel's now on the board with his first. Double touch. That will do for Allen. 4 touches the lead now for England. And again, he will not mind these double touches as he moves the score on again, just keeping it going towards 45. Mark Samuels needs to start finding single lights. You can see him there pressing, and as he does, throwing caution to the wind, Greg Allen is able to interrupt to score. Mark Samuels now will want to press, but he has no margin for error. He cannot get too close, he cannot overcommit. And in goes Greg Allen. 45-39. He takes the veteran team gold medal for England. Strong final performance in that final leg in a matchup that could have proved difficult. The individual silver medalist now has a team gold medal. And we will just take a short break, and then we will be back with our next final, which will be the penultimate final of the day, and that will be the Cadet Women's Epee final.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the podium piece the finalists for the Cadet Women's Epee individual competition. Lynn of Canada will fence England's Hannah Labor, refereed by Anastasia Levinyuk from Ukraine, assisted by Australia's Victoria Mentor and South Africa's Louise Lombard, and the video will be overseen by Australia's Peter Crease. Good luck, ladies.
So then it is time for our penultimate final of the day, and it is the Cadet Women's Epee. Hannah Labor of England taking on Wai-Yuk Lin of Canada. We are ready to go. Fourth final of the afternoon, the second cadet final. We are underway. Labor of England on our left, Lin of Canada on the right. So 20 seconds remaining in this first minute. And Labor takes the parry, scores over the top to take her first point. Labor just very happy to drop, throw out this occasional fake, giving Lin just something to worry about as she's advancing. And although she misses to the foot, Labor able to score with the remise, and she has landed her second. And again, Labor solid at the back line, takes the parry, takes the parry of the remise, and scores to take her third. Lin will be forced to press now. And Labor just comfortable taking the double as Lin presses into the final 2 meters. Back in that final 2 meters, Labor just hanging out around her her back line. She's not really looked under any pressure there, and she's comfortable attacking and scoring. And Lynn will need to do more than this. She needs more than doubles if she's going to get herself back into this match. 3 hits is a small lead to begin with. But at the moment, she's just not been able to find a single light yet, not been able to score on her own terms. And into the first minute break, Hannah Labor comfortable in her back 2 meters, just absorbing the press from Wayuk Lin. And at the moment, Lin just unable to find a way through, unable to find a way to get past the defenses of Labor. The second period we go then. Labor leading Lin 5 points to 2, and we expect to see the start of this period very much the way that the first one ended. Labor then on her back line. She looks comfortable here. And Lin just attacking from too far away. And Labor able to pick off to the shoulder. 4 points the lead now. And at last, it's a single light for Lin. Still, the gap is 3. And she's again beaten by the defense of Hannah Labor. She cannot find her way through the parries. And this time, Lin looking to set up. She knows she needs to be worried about the parries of Labor. So she takes her time to set up the feint attack. And the counter-attack lands from Labor. 5 touches the lead now. And it is now becoming a a difficult situation for Mayuk Lin. You can see her having to press with more urgency. Steps becoming bigger, and these will create opportunities for Labor to interrupt, for her to hit on preparation as she steps in. And again, just really struggling to find any one lights. Can Lin find any way through? At the moment, it's just the defense of Labor in and around that 2-meter area that is too much for Mayuk Lin. Takes the parry, and Lin resets, goes to attack again, but still it is only a double. She goes to change her weapon. Weapon changed, and we're back on now. And it is the end of the second, into the break, and 5 touches the lead for Labor over Lin. But it is very difficult to see a route back in for the Canadian fencer at this stage. Final period of 3 minutes then. And it's a 5-hit lead that Labor has, and Lin has just not been able to find a way through the defenses of Labor. She has had the England fencer pinned to her back line for most of this match, but she has just been unable to take any kind of scoring opportunity and make any kind of reliable or find any reliable way to score points. Plenty of doubles, but no singles. Sorry, only one single light. And again, it's a double. As soon as it's in close, Labor is just taking the opportunity to land the double touch. Lin has just not found a way to get ahead, find any kind of timing that she can use. And at last, she finds a moment. Labor, short attack towards the wrist. And Lin, direct over the top, scores with the lunge. Urgent pressing here from Lynn, and it means that she's open to mistakes. 12-7 the lead for Labor, but for Lynn, she doesn't have much choice. She has to press in this fashion. And Labor drops to the foot as Lynn is pressing. 2 hits away now, Hannah Labor, from the individual cadet women's title. And the counter-attack to the wrist, 1 touch away. This has been an assured performance from Hannah Labor. Lynn looks to set up a press. What can she do? And there it is with a double, 15-8. Hannah Labor is the women's cadet Epee Commonwealth champion. Mayuk Lin just could not find a way through. She could not find a way to get consistent single light touches, and she will take the silver medal. And we will be having a very short break, and then we will be back for our last final of the afternoon, and that will be the cadet men's foil final. Thomas Walton of Scotland taking on David Sosnoff of England. Join us then for that.
Ladies and gentlemen, our last event today for the cadets is the men's foil final. Please welcome the boys of Epee.
Okay, we are back for our last final of the day, and it is the cadet men's foil final between Thomas Walton of Scotland and David Sosnoff of England. And I am delighted to be joined for this final by Luke Deemer in the commentary. Luke, welcome back.
Thank you. How original to have me.
I'm sticking with what I know. But speaking about sort of what I know, this is maybe not the necessarily the finals lineup we would have expected. Both of the finalists from the junior men's foil, Callum Penman and Jamie Cook, both of Scotland, falling earlier in the day. Penman out in the quarterfinals, and then Cook out to teammate Thomas Walton in the semi-finals. Sosnoff maybe we might have expected to be here or hereabouts, but Thomas Walton probably really the surprise package of this podium.
Yes, it's certainly not what we would have predicted at the beginning of the day, but this is one of the challenges of the Commonwealth, right? I think certainly for Jamie, this was his 5th event today. We were talking about it in the pools, and we could see some of that in the semi-finals, you know, where he was getting hit with reprises, with those second actions. He couldn't take up things in quite as much time as he might have done if he was fresh in this event. That all being said, though, let's not take this away from Walton, that he's had a very strong day, particularly fast on the attack, I think it's fair to say, more akin to Sabre than it is foil sometimes, and he's worked very well to get to where he is.
And as you say it, he is off the line and off the piste immediately, but 1-0, 2 seconds on the clock. Thomas Walton not hanging about, but neither's David Sosnoff.
Are we watching foil or Sabre? I'm not sure here. Yes, both fencers quick out the blocks.
And Walton just not looking to give Sosnoff any time to settle, this time missing over the shoulder.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there. So we saw one going early already, both fencers up for this. But because both fencers want to go off the line, it really will matter in this fight.
And Walton just on the attack again, 3-1 the lead. 8 seconds of fencing time, just not hanging about, and at 4-1, Thomas Walton is just scoring for fun at this point.
There you go. So Sosnoff has to think about how he's going to deal with this fast attack. He's gone fast off the line himself, particularly outside the middle. That shut down Walton's attack, but generally Walton is still going to be the first to commit. So is it in-out, like we see in Sabre? Is it being able to step back, take the parry? He's got to think what his plan is, because it's not the same as his semi-final or any of the other fights he's had today.
And there's the parry riposte, exactly as you said, Luke. Takes the moment, take the parry and score.
There we go. So Sosnoff relies on, generally, he's got a different target area. He's left-handed. He can, for want of a better word, squirm out of hits, but that's not effective when somebody's charging down the piste at you.
And Thomas Walton just looking confident, backing himself on the attack. Both miss. And Walton skipping away, ends up off the piste. It's high energy start, this.
Yes, it's one of those challenges as well. You know when you've come off the side of the piste with a raised platform like this.
And Walton gets the parry, but misses over the shoulder with the riposte. Sosnoff within 3. And attacks, but misses over the shoulder himself.
It's interesting, with that one period that we had outside the middle. Ooh.
The counter riposte.
So at video, there we go.
And the final parry riposte is with David Sosnoff.
Referee for this final is Mads. We've got Kelly on video. Strong call there, just trying to count the blade actions, make sure there's no covering or anything else in amongst that all as well.
Sosnoff just drops down low to take the counter-attack, making it harder for that fast attack. The attack on preparation in the middle of the piece. It's all looking quite familiar for me, this, Luke.
Yes. You needed to brought in the foil specialist. No, interesting how Sosnoff is willing to play this game of going in the middle. Sean there just taking a slight knock to the chin with the follow-through of the attack. It's something that he had an injury of in the semi-final, but he's felt again. I should explain. If I keep calling Thomas Sean, it's because his dad is called Sean. And I was chatting to him earlier. Just getting some, valuable insights from his dad ahead of this Commonwealth final.
And his dad, Sean Walton, in the coaching box, actually, isn't he? He's down supporting Thomas.
He is indeed, yes. At many events, and clearly stuck in my head right now.
It looks like that point was given to Thomas as well, with both attacking off the line. So back into a 2-hit lead. It looks like he took maybe a guard to the mask, and then the mask bounced into it.
It's one of those challenges that sometimes if you hit with enough force, your face can be forced through the padding of your mask into the mesh. As a scrummy left-hander myself, I've had it on too many occasions. So it would just take a while, a little bit of ice to make sure there's no swelling, make sure there's no cut lip or blood there, and we'll move on. It's quite nice actually to see Sosnoff there sitting on the side of the piece with him, checking that he's okay.
Given that we've got the score as already 8-6, barely past 30 seconds of play in the first period, you feel like we probably won't be going into the third period of this match, may not even reach the second, which will change the dynamic of the fight quite dramatically if we do not reach the first minute break and the coaches are not able to have that minute to to speak with their fencers and change their strategies.
Yes, it's a very good point. I think over the course of these championships, we've often said the medical break or these timeouts in the fights have been an opportunity for a change of tactics, and yet I can't see either fencer really coming out of this thinking they're going to take a different approach. Sean coming quick off the line, he stuck with it all day despite a range of opponents. So you can see him going for that. Hopefully this does give Sosnoff some thinking time, though, how he can introduce his game onto this match, because it seems Walton is very much dictating the pace as it stands. When you say about coaches as well, I think, Zemek on one side for Sosnoff versus Sean Walton, Thomas's dad, is a very different matchup. So if we do get to the minutes break, it'll be interesting to see how things change. I'm not sure we'll get there, though.
We are now in a proper 5-minute injury break. So it looks like Thomas Walton just really taking the time to check that he is okay after that knock that he took to the mask. So we're going to have a short break and then we'll be back underway. Be interesting to see if after this knock, will he still persist with this really aggressive attacking strategy, or are we going to see a change of tactics? Is he going to be maybe a bit more cautious, a bit more circumspect in how he is building his points?
Yeah, the instinctive thing is to say the moment you take a hit, okay, you back off, you're a bit more conservative. Adrenaline does wonders, though, particularly in a Commonwealth Championships final like this. And I'm sure he will feel it tomorrow, but I can't picture him changing tactics at this point. It's worth pointing out, though, that if the swelling does go down before the end of the 5 minutes, we can restart early. We don't have to wait for the full 5 minutes. But this will be the only injury break he can have for this particular injury. So this is very much about making sure he's fit to continue for the rest of this fight. Of course, if there are other injuries, this fight may extend a little longer. But this is probably the only break I can foresee happening, not even the minutes break.
And of course, with the medical break, the coaches do have to stay in the box, so you can't get out and have coaching support. With both fencers sat pretty much on the middle of the piece, they're not having any kind of conversation with their coach. They're not able to adapt the strategies, which means the fencers are very much on their own here in collecting their thoughts and planning for this this next phase of the match.
Yeah, so Sosnoff has been in this kind of position before. He's been in many a final, many an international. I think that they're both experienced heads on the piste. Thomas Walton probably a little bit overshadowed in the Scottish team by Jamie Cook and Callum Penman, but he has been a strong fencer throughout. As we saw, when the fencers enter, they always get their results read out before the semi-finals. He is junior champion for Scotland. He is not someone that has somehow fluked their way through. He has done this, he's had a very successful strategy today that's seen him all the way here. So both fencers are able to have those level heads to rethink, reset, go again. I suspect that we will see similar tactics. As you said, coaches being kept back successfully by our two assesseurs, otherwise known as cacti or potted plants, because you stand there and look pretty on the ends. But we have Pablo on the right, our Spanish referee, and shout out once again to my little brother Ewan Dima on the left. Kelly just checking over past videos as well to make sure there's no offences that caused this injury, but it is, I think, just a fencing injury.
We're into now the last minute, and Thomas Walton really making sure that he's taking every moment available to him as we enter the final sort of 30 seconds or so of the 5-minute injury break. And Sean Walton has gone off somewhere, which you imagine he'll be back in time for the resumption of the match. You can just see now Thomas just getting back to his feet.
Just in time, shake off those legs because we know what's going to come straight off the line. You want to be ready. You cannot afford to even take a second. There we go. Sean Walton coming back into his box. Thomas Walton, as I should correctly call him, back on his feet, ready to go. The crowd applauding him as he takes back to the piste.
So then, back underway. 2 minutes 25 remaining in the first period. And after that knock, is Thomas Walton going to adopt the same approach?
Yeah, it's served him well so far. That being said, Sosnoff has kept up. He's been able to iterate at points. Let's see what happens. Second going early, but of course we've had a little bit of a break.
And Walton just looking bit sluggish on his feet. Sosnoff through.
He is slower. He is slower off the line.
Together, and Walton just takes off his mask. And has he unplugged himself?
Yeah.
He has. That injury that he took with the blow to the mask, just too much. And he is going to be unable to finish the match.
Such a shame to see it finish that way. Certainly Sosnoff would not have wanted to see the match finish like that as he's behind, but because of the medical withdrawal, we'll therefore see David Sosnoff win the Commonwealth Cadet Foil Championships.
So, a surprising finish really, but David Sosnoff takes the gold medal in the Cadet Men's Foil Individual Championship over Thomas Walton, who is unable to finish the final after coming out on a blistering start, but suffering an injury break and just unable to pull himself to get back into to shake off that injury and come back into the final. And that really sort of gives a surprising end to the day's action, Luke.
Yeah, it's a shame it comes down to that. It's one of the endings we've not had yet in the finals, and clearly glad for it. It's nice to see all the England coaches and supporters coming up to Thomas one by one, just to commiserate with him. It's not something that he will have done lightly, of course, and we hope that he is better, certainly by the team events as well. a sad end to what was a very promising fight there. But still, congratulations to Sosnoff for his victory here. It will ring a little bit hollow, but he did keep up throughout. This is not one-sided match at all, and he can take many positives for his performance here. How many more flips of the lead we would have seen is only to our imagination, but both fencers did a great job to the end.
That then concludes our coverage of day 10, and we're going to leave the stream itself rolling while we do the medal presentations, but that is the end of the commentary coverage. Thank you very much for joining us, and Luke, thanks again for coming back up to the commentary.
Thank you very much for having me.
Max Green and Lorraine Rose to DT, please. Max Green and Lorraine Rose to DT.
We are now looking to start medal presentations. Please can all medalists gather at the red piece end of the finals piece. That's all medalists to the red piece end of the finals piece. Thank you.
We're definitely missing some veteran women's sprue. Oh, Thornton.
Some kids from this, they are competing. Yeah.
In the bronze medal position, representing Scotland, Vivian Cribb, Rosalind Gray, Michelle Neri and Yvonne Walls. In the silver medal position, representing Canada, Grace Ball, Edith Costa and Wendy Yarno. And in the gold medal position and the veteran women's Sabre team champions 2022, representing England, Beth Davidson, Jacqueline Esme Heath, Jane Hutchison and Lucy Wright. Please now all stand if you are able and place the flags for the national anthem of England.
take on Scotland and replace it with Wales and Northern Ireland.
Please welcome to the podium the medalists for the veteran men's Epee team championships. Medals will be presented by Ladies Walton, head of the Secretariat and Organising Committee of the Commonwealth Fencing Championships 2022. In the bronze medal position, representing Wales, Stephen Bacon, Mark Burkhalter, Oliver Massey and Neil Thomas. In the other bronze medal position, representing Northern Ireland, Paul Donnelly, Stephen Munn and Duncan Salter. In the silver position, representing Canada, David Arthurs, Michael Buckley, Michael McDonald and Mark Samuel. In the gold medal position and the veteran men's Epee team champions 2022, representing England, Gregory Allen, Alexander Ellison, David Lear and Christopher Hauser.
mind that knob doesn't drop off the end.
Please welcome to the podium the medalists of Cadet and Sabre Individual Championships. In the bronze medal position, representing England, Epee. In the other bronze medal position, also representing England, Sabre. In the silver medal position, representing England, Henry Martin. And in the gold medal position, and the Cadet and Sabre Individual Champion 2022, representing Australia, Oscar Shee. Please now stand if you are able and kiss the flags for the national anthem of Australia.
It's wrapped around there.
Please welcome to the podium the medalists for the Cadet Women's Epee Individual Championships. The medals will be presented by Lorraine Rose, member of the organising committee for the Commonwealth Fencing Championships 2022. In the bronze medal position, representing India, Nazia Shaikh. In the other bronze medal position, representing Malaysia, Natalia Sabre. In the silver medal position, representing Canada, Walton. And in the gold medal position, and the Cadet Women's Epee Individual Champion 2022, representing England, Anna Labor. Please now stand if you are able and place the flags for the national anthem of England.
I'm going to take
Please welcome to the podium the medalists for the Cadet Men's Royal Individual Championships. The medals will be presented by Dr. Mark Martin, Chairman of the Medical Family Finance Group. In the bronze medal position, representing Scotland, Jamie Cook. In the other bronze medal position, representing England, India, Campbell Yates. In the silver medal position, representing Scotland, Thomas Walton. And in the gold medal position, and the Cadet Men's Royal Individual Champion 2022, representing England, David Sosnoff. Please now stand if you are able and place the flags for the national anthem of England.
Where are you from? What, put out a ball?
Please, all the competitors for the veteran men's Epee team challenge make their way to the finals piece for the presentation of these certificates. That's all the competitors in the veteran men's Epee team challenge. Please make your way to the finals piece. Please, can all of the competitors in the veteran men's Epee team challenge make their way to the red piece side of the finals piece, please. That's all the competitors in the veteran men's Epee team challenge. Please welcome to the podium the competitors for the Veteran Men's Epee Team Challenge. The certificates will be presented by Epee President of the Commonwealth Fencing Federation. In fifth place, representing Joe Pincushions, Andrew Payne, Daniel Salin, Neil Stiles, and Donald Trina. In fourth place, representing Team Enduring Epee, Rob Brooks, Tony Lund, David Mackay, and David Victory. In third place, representing the Atlantic Alliance, Craig Bennett, James Mace, and Mark Richardson. In second place, representing Southall Early Birds, Kola Ayawale, Philip Jordan, Nicole Quest Errol, and Joseph Williams. And in first place, representing Sinister, Jeremy Baker, Etienne DeBerg, Stephen Dominik, and John Prime.
That's not how they have it yesterday.